All right, well, so SoFaygo, I think he and his management are gonna sit down. Hopefully, I really do hope they sign a major distribution deal and get him above 10K for the next album. He's working on a deluxe right now. Hopefully he gets. I'm thinking he might get like I don't know.
Hey man, he's about to go on tour with Nav.
Thoughts on that? Pros and cons.
Has he been on tour before? Was it opening for people? I'm just like...
I think he's open for like Trippy or something.
He was blowing up and he went on a solo tour instead of doing Rollin' Loud and all these festivals. And they were small shows. There were a couple hundred people. Maybe like some of them were less than 300.
That's the best move for an upcoming artist.
I would rather see SoFaygo do 100-person venues. Because nobody has an expectation of a SoFaygo venue. Nobody's like, yo, you need to be doing 1,000. Nobody's saying that. But for you to be opening up for Nav, which, not to disrespect Nav, but Nav's numbers are heavily inflated to how many people are actually interested in buying tickets to a show. So if you're opening up for Nav, it's just like...
Have you checked how big the venues are?
At least, if you're going to open up for somebody, at least open up for a big artist. And a really, really
like
big
Travis. Artist. He literally has the resources. So use them.
I think him opening up for Nav is like the same as him opening up for Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates might be doing bigger venues.
I don't know why, like, that wasn't a good decision.
Not like musically, because I think Nav fans would enjoy SoFaygo music.
I agree. And maybe that was the whole point behind it. Because it is he does have a bigger fan base than SoFaygo.
Nobody's clowning him for doing, like, if SoFaygo was doing 150-person shows and they're packed, bro, nobody's clowning him.
Nobody cares about the venue size. They just want to see, like, the footage of the concerts.
Yes.
Where everybody's getting lit in the mosh pit. That's all.
But
That's
also
all
when
you
I
need
was
to do.
doing the research on the venues that Nav
so you
and
looked it up.
SoFaygo are going into, yeah. The one in Toronto is very big. I think it's an arena. Very, very big.
I mean, it is Toronto, so
Yeah,
Weekend might come out.
Tiller,
Yeah, Bryson Tiller might
on
come
that
out.
show. The American dates, holy, it's looking spooky. It's like, wow. Some of them are like 1,000-person venues. I think like anywhere from 900 to 1,300 to 1,500. And these are, we're just looking at the venues. Venues haven't even sold out. We don't know how many tickets are going to get sold. So that I was already like, okay, Nav is selling 50K plus, doing 1,000-person venues. Each selling less than that, and he's doing those venues.
Man. So you're saying all in all, bad decision.
With the limited information that I have, I just don't know why you would be an opener. Like, when are you gonna start being like your own entity? Like, I feel like that started with Pink Hearts. You're like, hey, this is my album. This is what you've been waiting for. And you dropped that. And commercially it didn't do too well, but it's like, that's based on hype and etc. But fans enjoyed that. But now you're like hopping on someone's tour who's not really popular for being serious. Like, the name Nav, everybody knows it, but how much people are actually invested in Nav? I think more, let me not say something that crazy. But why wouldn't you just be like, okay, this is my Pink Hearts tour. Like, this is like a small, like 5 to 10 cities. I just don't know. Like, you wouldn't lose anything from doing that.
Even Uzi's going on tour too, apparently.
Really?
Like in March.
I want to see the venues for that. So that means Pink Tape has to drop.
I think Uzi actually gonna do well with his venues because he hasn't even toured for Eternal Take yet.
How good is good? Do you think Uzi can sell out the floor of arenas? Just the floor?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I can't imagine a full, like, I know Uzi fans probably like, yeah, he can do, can you imagine a full Uzi arena?
No.
I can't, like, in my eyes, I just can't see it.
The only people that I think can fill out arenas, Drake, The Weeknd.
Well, The Weeknd can do stadiums.
What's the difference between arena and stadium?
Stadium is like where Taylor Swift is performing and Bad Bunny, like a football field.
Okay, but what is American Airlines Arena? Like the basketball, Miami Heat.
That's an arena. That's like 18,000.
Okay, I'm looking at arena.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Kanye at American Airlines.
Yeah.
Filled up completely. I was on the floor. He was floating above us.
Oh, that was St. Paulo tour?
Yeah, shit was crazy. But anyway, Drake, Kanye, The Weeknd. I think Kanye would still sell. Could Cardi do the American Airlines?
Cardi was doing arenas, but he was doing the floor and like maybe like the first 2 levels.
I think.
But he was booking arenas for his shows. Because he went, like in Austin, he was at the HEB Arena, which is like, I think 15,000.
Yeah,
I don't think he packed them out.
He did one in Florida around here. And I talked about it because like a lot of the seats were still open. And like regardless, yeah, I think packing out the floor is really the goal.
Yeah, well, and we have to think about Lil Baby and Lil Durk went on tour together, and they were barely able to get these arenas at least to like 75% capacity.
Well, think about like their audience. It's more like street people.
It's also older people who
are they buying tickets?
To buy tickets. I think older people are more likely to be able to buy tickets than like teenagers.
They are and they're not at the same time. 1, they have more money. 2, they have less free time. And they have less free time to be like a super fan to want to buy tickets. Like, I don't particularly care to go to, like, Cardi's one of my favorite artists. I don't necessarily want to be in that mosh pit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like a grown man, like, yo, what the fuck?
But that's not the thing in like Lil Durk, Lil Baby tour.
You're right.
But it's kind of like, it's not just one artist. They're like, hey, this is Lil Durk and Lil Baby. We can see both of these artists in one night. It's like if Uzi and Cardi do a tour. You're probably like, okay, I'll buy tickets.
That shit would go crazy. I'm not gonna lie, because that would bring back all the old fans too.
Yeah, so that you would go to that, although you probably wouldn't go to a regular Cardi show.
I think I might even go to a Cardi show, but that's my apprehension.
I mean, a friend of mine went to a Yeet show and he was like, it was just kids, and he felt like a little weird. But I don't think that's the case with Cardi. I think Yeats fans are way younger than Cardi fans.
Because of TikTok.
Yeah.
That's the way to go nowadays. I don't know if you can like...
Because Trippie went on a tour and he... Oh yeah, SoFaygo was opening for Trippie Redd's tour.
Yeah.
But I think going from opening from Trippie Redd to Nav is a downgrade.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that too. And Trippie Redd was selling out good. I think he was doing like 5,000 plus.
I think Trippie has a lot of like...
slept on. That's heavy slept on. Heavily slept on, I should say.
Trippie has a lot of like female fans too. A lot more than some other rappers. Because he like actually makes love music and like pop. Like my girl knows Trippie Redd well.
But she doesn't know.
She doesn't know who Nav is. I'm sorry. Like if I put on any Nav, she'd be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Even like the Myself shit.
Not even Myself?
Not even Myself. Damn. We're talking about like a different audience here.
I don't think NBA Youngboy could sell no arenas either.
NBA Youngboy is an interesting one.
Because I just don't see an arena filled with... Also, dude, NBA Youngboy is probably a trash performer. And the reason why I say that is because when was the last time this guy performed?
Is performing for street rappers even worth it? Because it's so... I think that it increases your risk so much of losing your life. But also...
That's how they make their money.
That's how they make the money. But NBA Youngboy is getting so many streams and like at such a low cost. Like he doesn't make anything crazy.
Well, street rappers mostly do club appearances, which are way more dangerous to do than a venue.
Right, because they don't have like venues. They have like security and shit.
Yeah.
And insurance. Yeah. No.
Club appearances, people can just be sitting waiting outside.